Hey everybody, it's the coach. Welcome to the special Saturday edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, Pro Bowler Derek Carr and the Oakland Raiders take on Joe Flacco and the Baltimore Ravens. With that, let's get up to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. There to call all the action, we welcome in our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor and M&T Bank Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. Here's a scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with Derek Carr and the Oakland Raiders. Brandon Godden and Charles Davis, thrilled to be with you from the broadcast booth. And partner, before we get this thing started, what are you going to be watching?
Who gets off to a fast start? In horse racing terms, they talk about catching a flyer out of the gate. Who sets the pace and makes the other team chase?
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Moore now to return. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So now the Ravens getting ready for their first go on offense. The man calling the shots in the huddle in his 11th season now, the MVP of Super Bowl 47, and that's Joe Flacco.
Throughout his career, he's been tough, hard-nosed, and certainly durable. Only 6 starts missed in his first 10 seasons and played 16 games 9 times. But for the first time in his career, a little competition headed his way with first-round pick Lamar Jackson from Louisville set to contest for the #1 job.
On the ground with their leading rusher from a season ago, it's Alex Collins. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Jonathan Hankins in on the stop. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
They'll run it here. This is Buck Allen. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Operating out of the gun, Flacco. It finds Crabtree for the completion. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this, when he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Here's a first down run with Collins. And they give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Partner, your thoughts on this D-line?
I love a unit that can control the run and get after the passer. This is an all-around terrific defensive front. Hard to move the ball against them on the ground, and then when you want to throw it, look out. Here they come after the quarterback.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Here's Flacco. It's brought in complete. It's John Brown. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. Now the first carry for Marshawn Lynch. And he'll take this up to about the 7- or 8-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. So not much to speak of scoring-wise in this first quarter of play. 0-0 our score. We're back to Baltimore after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Ready to go now in the 2nd quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football. They've got it 2nd and 4 to start things out. Carter to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, it's Carr. It's caught. Nelson. 1st down Raiders. The former Packer Jordy Nelson on the receiving end from Carr.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. First down, the run with Lynch. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Carr to throw on 2nd down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll check in with our Jonathan Coachman. He'll have highlights and analysis of the first half, and our highlights will likely be on the defensive side of the football here. Scoreless game. Now the Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third down.
Could be a blitzer.
Working from the gun, it's Carr, and that is incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
So on fourth down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. Back deep to return is Cyrus Jones. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. They look to throw on 1st and 10 with Flacco. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. 2nd down, Flacco now. Caught by Snead over the middle. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On 1st down, Flacco. Snead's got it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. Flacco will come to the line, 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Flacco will take to the air again. Under pressure, and Flacco's going to be dropped. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. From the gun, Flacco. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. He was trying to get it to Michael Crabtree there. 3rd down here. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Barring a flag, final play here for Flacco and company. And this one is incomplete. So plenty of action on the field, but no action right now on the scoreboard, at least as of yet. 0-0 is our score. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one's been a defensive stalemate. No scoring in that first half whatsoever. But a breakthrough can't be too far off. And for the start of the second half, let's get you right back out to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. After a rare scoreless first half, these teams now just looking for something as the second half gets underway. The return man here, Dwayne Harris. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 26. Third quarter starts with a run from Lynch. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
And that's another stop for the defense, something we've seen all game long. They have been on fire today. No matter what's called by the offense, they've had an answer for it.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Encroachment, defense.
So they got him coming up from his linebacker spot.
And sometimes the position designation really doesn't matter. If you creep up to the line of scrimmage, you just have to look for the football. Make sure it moves before you do.
And now they face a 2nd and 6 after the penalty. Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving.
False start, offense.
And that'll set them back 5. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Following the penalty, Lynch. And he's got some space here. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it, and boy, the reward was there. A big, big pickup, and guess what? It's now third and very short in order to try and pick up a first down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a fourth down.
I know they want to go for it here, and I know that their fans want them to go for it, but listen, I'm going to play head coach right here and look at the facts. Tie game, plus, even if you get the first, you still got a half a field to go. I go ahead and punt the football myself.
Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he's on to punt for Oakland. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. Now Flacco and the Raven offense come up 1st and 10 at the 20. They start the drive with a give to Allen. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They stay on the ground with Allen. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a third down.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
The Ravens on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. So these two teams will take the long walk to the opposite end of the stadium as we're through 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore as we're about ready to rock and roll for the 4th and final quarter. Flacco gives to Allen. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. In on the stop, it's Tahir Whitehead.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. A break from the ground game here. Flacco. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Flacco from the gun. And he's got Snead. And all the way inside the Oakland 20 into the red zone. A big-time third down play for the Ravens. And even 40 yards. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. Here's Allen. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
They keep it on the ground. Allen again. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll run with Allen. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. Now the Raiders are going to use another timeout here, as it comes with 1:25 left to go in the contest. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. So here comes Justin Tucker in a big spot. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Well, it took a while to get something, anything, on the scoreboard, but we finally have our first points of the contest.
So the question now becomes, can they make this one stand up? And the way that these defenses have played, those 3 points almost look like 30, don't they?
Yeah, those 3 points look like a miracle right now. Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time,
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. Back to throw. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. He'll look to throw. And his throw here's incomplete. He was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. He's back to throw. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. 3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. And if you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
Back to throw. In the middle of the field, he's got Nelson. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 11 yards there as they connect on the quick slant. They'll look to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Cook. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. And with just over 40 seconds now remaining, he gets up and spikes it. Now Carr. Smith catches left side. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Lee Smith in the final minute. And the Raiders have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
The call is to go for one and kick the extra point. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it ends with an Oakland touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The return man, Chris Moore. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. One possession game, time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring, and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Pressure mounting. Flacco. Now a hit, and Flacco drops the football. It's loose. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster. And we're back. The offense had a chance to talk things over. We'll see what they come up with here on this next play. The first down play, to be frank, nothing short of awful, and now they have to deal with 2nd and very long. Flacco, he's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Gary and Conley. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. The Raiders likely going to get out of this with a victory as they take a knee. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. Carr down to a knee, and that ought to just about do it. Well, Charles, the old saying, the old cliche, if you will, points at a premium, that certainly applied here, didn't it?
And that almost like opened up a time capsule, didn't it? Old school football, low scoring, close game. What a way to finish it up.
You loved it, didn't you? You loved the defenses.
I certainly did. Brought back the images of the game of old.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. From Baltimore, so long, everybody.